Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Who decides what is true and what is not true? And if it's not true, can you say it? Now, if it's not true and you don't know it's not true, can you say it? Now, if you know it's not true, but you say it, can you still say it? Now, should it be punished for that? What could be the implications? Obviously, right? Now, let me show you what's going on here. Why did I start like this? Well, for this beautiful article coming from Ukrainska Pravda from Tuesday, the 22nd of July. YouTube removes thousands of propaganda channels linked to China and Russia. Okay, well, first, who decided that those channels are engaged in propaganda? What is propaganda? Is YouTube's duty to do that? Are those channels linked to China and Russia? Who determined all this? And if they determined, can anybody appeal that? The right to defend yourself? No. Now, as always, I would like to start with some definitions. I think it's just beautiful. But let me start first, before I get there, to about one or two, let's say 3 paragraphs. YouTube removed nearly 11,000 channels and accounts linked to state propaganda campaigns from China and Russia and other countries in the second quarter of 2025. What countries, I would like to know? Do you think it's United States of America? Do you think it's Israel? Do you think it's France? Do you think it's Great Britain? Do you think it's Germany? Or they don't engage in propaganda? I have definitions. What is propaganda? Let me show you. Propaganda, information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of view. Do you think that the American media is not engaged, or the United States government is not engaged in propaganda, as the definition number 1 states? Do you remember when they told us about weapons of mass destruction? Information, especially of a biased or misleading nature. That was the US government. That was the entire United States of America media. Now, nowadays, you have Ukraine. They tell us that the Ukraine war was unprovoked. And the Russians, unjustifiable. And the Russians, do you think that's the way it is? I have information, and we all have the information, and actually, it kind of was provoked by NATO. By NATO's expansion. Could that be a valid argument or no? Well, then whomever said that it's unprovoked should be removed from YouTube, according to the definition of propaganda. Do you think that the media and other linked to the state, let's say in the United States of America, or with France, or Israel, or others, they are not engaged in propaganda? Do you think they are objective? All of them? They don't mislead at all? Have you listened to them? So obviously this is an operation to limit the other side of the story. Now, if you wonder what YouTube is, I'm going to show you definitions. YouTube. YouTube is an American social media and online video sharing platform. What the hell is a social media platform? Definition. Social media platform. Social media platforms are websites or applications that allow users to create and share content or to participate in social networking. Read or to learn more about how social media platforms What are social media platforms? Social media platforms are interactive digital channels. They don't say anything about the truth, the propaganda, verifiable truth, always right, that focus on the creation and sharing of thoughts, ideas, and information through virtual networks. These platforms, which YouTube is, enable users to take part in social networking by creating content, sharing their thoughts, commenting on each other's user content, and reposting it. All right, text, images, videos, and so on. My question is, who are these gatekeepers of the truth? Now, I am not for banning or censoring. Let them be. Let them say, and who has brains is going to engage in a conversation, in a debate, how is that, the world's marketplace of ideas. Let them go over there and interact. Do you think that on YouTube there's no people who lie? Do you think there's not misleading information on YouTube? Why only those guys? And they are picked, Russia and China and other countries. My friends, I'm for the truth, but you can't be a sterile society or sterile society. You cannot. This is a childish idea. So they are going to censor some voices and allow others to run wild. Now, is it YouTube's job to filter who tells the truth and who's not, or who misleads? Now let me give you this example. Let's say right now, you have some fact checkers, okay? Let's say right now, they said misleading propaganda. I read what propaganda is. So there is, let's go over, information especially of a biased or misleading nature. So let's say I'm biased and I say I like the color black. Should I be banned? It's biased, 100%. Why not? I qualify. Now let me give you this another example, which I have a big problem with YouTube. Why? Because I don't think that the guys that would be the gatekeepers of the truth understand. I don't think they are the geniuses over there. I don't think they're going to verify. Let me tell you this. You know, philosophers. What do philosophers do? They interpret life in general, the system, the way we live. And some people think, I think the world or life is an apple. All right, let's say this is Immanuel Kant, the philosopher. But you have Friedrich Nietzsche who says, no, the world is a baboon. It's two different things. Now, which one is lying? Obviously, there's two interpretations of reality that probably, let's say, Descartes comes and says, you know what? No, life is a piece of paper. All right, I can give you many examples. Schopenhauer says, no, life is a woman. So all these interpretations. So let's say I'm going right now and I'm making a video and I say, you know what? Life is an apple. Strike, Emil. That's misinformation. Life is not an apple. But they don't know that Immanuel Kant said that. Well, let's say I say, no, life is a woman. Oh, no, it's a lie. Life is not a woman. Well, but that's what Schopenhauer said. Oh, no, I think life is a piece of paper. No, Emil, you're wrong. But Descartes said that. And I'm going to go to Nietzsche and so on. So you understand that sometimes when I say things, I'm saying things, or we say things, are philosophical ideas that oppose other philosophical ideas. So which philosophical idea do you think YouTube would agree with? And obviously call the other ones wrong. So let's say they say Descartes, the paper. Life is a paper. So that means if I say tomorrow it's apple, I'm wrong because they determine it's only the paper? Understand what I'm saying? Sometimes when I make a point, they don't understand what the fuck I'm talking about because I use philosophies, I use evidence, I use interpretation of those things that they don't have time to, what this guy wanted to say here. They don't understand, they strike it. Do you remember the movie Idiocracy? I always come to that movie, is very revealing because there are certain scenes over there that I don't have to really talk too much just to refer you to those scenes. Do you remember when this guy called, whatever his name was, I'm not sure. That was his name. I'm not sure. Not sure. He's in front of a judge in this society, in the future dumbed down society and so on. And he's trying that he's in a court and he thinks he's in the right court. That is, the judge knows what he's doing, the correct thinking, fact-based evidence. You got in this case, the other guy was the defense attorney. He is the prosecuting attorney over there. So you think the procedure will be as it should be, as we determined is the best. But you go over there and the judge is an imbecile, and the whole procedure is a farce. So you're like Kafka over there and like, why? Because they don't understand what you're saying. They don't. He tries to make his case with evidence and the chronology of events and all that, and these guys are like blah, 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 blah. They don't understand what he's saying. This is where we are right now in the United States of America. You may show up in front of your boss, explain your case, and he's going to say, no, you're a racist. Don't even bother. Don't even bother. Why? He's not understanding what the hell you're saying. He's an idiot. Or she's an idiot. The same with YouTube. You can make some points regarding controversial historical events. They don't understand what the hell you're talking about. They will strike you. They will ban you. I'm waiting. So, my friends, this is the platform. We have laws. Let the laws intervene if a person promotes certain kind of unlawful behavior or incites. But don't these guys I don't fucking know who that guy is over there, who interpret what you say without even knowing? It happened to me. They don't talk to you. They kick you out. Now, I thought this is America. It's in America. Why is not the First Amendment valid in YouTube? I'm wondering. Why is it not protected? It's not. Don't give me it's a private company, because if it's a private company, that means it can trample, the women's right to vote within the company. Can they discriminate? Can they do whatever they want? I thought the Constitution is the law of the land, not the law of the land except private companies. So I think my free speech should be respected by YouTube 100%. Unless I incite to violence, unless I promote that kind of porn, unless I urge people to act violently and so on. The rest, if it's illegal, then yes. But if it's not illegal, I don't think it's your job to monitor my speech. So those guys over there who are engaged in propaganda, again, do you think that in America you should ban everybody? We're all biased at one point. We all say misleading information knowingly or not knowingly. We all want to make a point, and sometimes we ignore certain evidence in order to make your point. Now, if YouTube gets that, it should ban you, because you definitely ignore that. But they don't know. They're going to find out in the next video, where you're going to make sure, or in the past, where you had that information, but you didn't use it. You understand? It's so tricky. And who's in charge of YouTube? Do you think Google is in charge? Do you think they have a department over there, as they say? Because they said it right here. Source, right here. Google, which is actively fighting. Google is fighting global disinformation operations. Is it your job? Through its threat analysis group. It's this group. Do you think these guys this group, know what they're doing? Do you think that CIA, FBI, NSA is not in that group? Why do you think Durov from the Telegram, do you remember the guy? He was arrested in France because he didn't cooperate with these guys. Probably he is. So my friends, here it is. Let me see if I see any other information here. No, they give you China, they give you Xi Jinping, they give you commented on US they give you Russia, while their content supported Russia while criticizing Ukraine, NATO, and Western countries. What? More than 7,700 of these channels were linked to China. They posted content in Chinese and English supported supported the Chinese government, glorified President Xi Jinping, and commented on US foreign policy. Another 2,000 channels were Russian. Their content supported Russia while criticizing Ukraine, NATO, and Western countries. So what are they supposed to do? As a guy from Ukraine, are you supposed to glorify Putin? Unless you think you're right. They do whatever they want. That's my point. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.